Welcome to this week's LPL Week 5 Power Rankings, where I will cover the teams 17 through 1. Last week we didn't do this because they were on break. LPL, all the teams kind of played once this week. I think there were only a couple that played multiple times, so there's not a lot of movement, a lot of one-sided matchups. And if you kind of, I'll go through this, but I think of things in like a tier system, and depending on who you win and lose against is kind of how I determine, whether that was a good loss or a good win. There's no such thing as a bad loss. Well, actually there is. Nevertheless, let's get started. Last place is still the same. Sorry about that. So last place is Team We, 17th. Gosh, it's so hard to write on this and not make a mess of my thing. Sorry about how that looks, but Team We, that's kind of how they play. How that looks is how they play. Lost to JDG, EDG, two teams that I don't expect them to compete with based on how they've played this year. At least they're trying to get creative and substitute players. They have a lot of work to do. They are not good. They don't get creative in the draft, but they are at least subbing in players. So hopefully they turn it around. I don't have a lot really to say about them. Rare Atom, 16th. Dropping 5 spots from 11th. I had them 11th because I think if I recall my power rankings when I went over this the last time, Rare Atom, their losses were against good teams. So really, how did they fare against teams down here? This week we figured out how they fare. 0-2 against IG and Anyone's Legend. Today, they got crushed by Anyone's Legend and probably should have lost all 3 games, not stole the second one. So right now, I don't have them. I have to drop them below Anyone's Legend, who I have 15th. Anyone's Legend moves up 1 spot. Beating Ultra Prime is nice. Beating Rare Atom is nice as well. Beating teams in this area, important. We'll see if they can build off of it. Because going into this week, they were winless. I believe they were winless. So they have to pick it up. And doing that is a good start. We'll see how they fare against teams around them going forward. 14th. Moving up 1 spot. I have Thunder Talk. So Thunder Talk move up 1 spot despite losing to BLG. BLG is up here. That's a good loss in terms of just the fact that I don't expect you to beat them. I expect you to compete with these guys. And with Chieftain and UCal, I expect them to be better than these teams. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a run up until this area. But right now they are there. 13th, Ultra Prime. So Ultra Prime, a young team, lost Anyone's Legend. We'll see if they can build off of that and, right the ship this week. They have 2 tough matchups, I believe, against playoff teams. So we'll see how they fare. But a young team can either fall apart from a loss or build upon it. And hopefully they can build upon it. Otherwise, they might be destined for this area the rest of the year because of how young they are. 12th. IG moving up 2 spots. They beat Rare Atom. Okay. Lost to Victory 5. They really crushed Victory 5 in Game 1, but Game 2 and Game 3 were not very close, so I didn't want to move them up too much. I didn't even move them up 11th place, over 11th place LDGD, which I don't have anything to say about. I kind of feel weird even bringing them up 2 spots, but because they didn't lose, but they didn't play. So we'll see how they fare this week when they have 2 games. And we can properly rate these guys. Right now, though, I think I have to have them below IG based on how the season had went prior. and Rare Atom dropping, LGD has to move up as a result. I mean, I just think this team, will see how they do. And IG, Zika looked really, really good on the Tryndamere. I think that's going to force bans going forward, and that's a good thing for them. They need something like that. Now, there's not a lot of movement 10 through 1, which I'll get to. So 10th is Top. So Top lost to RNG. So what can you really say losing RNG? RNG is a really good team. However, Top is starting to fall apart. I wouldn't even say fall apart. I kind of said that kind of passionate, enthusiastically. A lot of movement with their team. Subbing out 3 players is a bold move. I think TN should stay in, and they should be playing Zoom and not pull Wayward in there. And I mean, Wayward looked good at times, but also he didn't look that good at times. And Zoom and TN might be able to give them enough in topside to start winning games, because this team is probably the most disappointing team right now. It's them and Vitality. They are the most disappointing teams this year in all of League Esports, in my opinion. 9th place. I have OMG. Lost to Victory 5. I mean, Victory 5 is around where these are teams that we're, bumping uglies with. You're close to. Let's see if you can, beat the teams around you. Are you a playoff team? Are you not? Are you competitive? Are you not? I mean, they're a young team. I really like Cream. Hopefully they can build, kind of right the ship after that loss. But 8th place, I have FPX, who I like right now. Now that they have Klid in the jungle, I think FPX could be a playoff team, especially if these guys are going to be the way they are. And that gives them the advantage over them. Despite losing to Weibo, they played well. 7th place, Victory 5. They don't move. Beating OMG and IG, 2 teams like this win is big. That kind of helps solidify, because they were both 7th and 8th. Where is the line? And we found it. Victory 5 definitely beat them. And beating IG, Game 1 was a disappointment out of them. But Game 2 and Game 3, they really crushed it. So we'll see how Victory 5 play going forward when they have to play teams around them, because they still haven't played a lot of games. 6th place, Weibo. Some people really like Weibo. I like Weibo on paper, but Weibo has really, really struggled to beat teams. Oftentimes they beat teams in weird ways. They get lucky. They steal a Baron. They get a good fight at the end, and they win, like beating FPX. I mean, you beat them, which is good. They're in your wheelhouse. But against these guys, I don't think you can play the way they are. The record is good. It's better than who I have 5th, JDG. But JDG, their win against Team Wii was just a complete obliteration of Team Wii. There was no doubt in our mind that JDG won those games. But when Weibo played Team Wii, they had to eke out the wins. Team Wii played them really well, but JDG crushed them. So JDG is 5th. BLG is 4th. They don't move. Beating Thunder Talk should happen 2-0. Losing to LNG. LNG's up here. Those are teams in your wheelhouse. But I think LNG, I had LNG better than them going into this game, so I'm not surprised that they lost. 3-game series, though. Played them close. We know that they, in a extended 5-game series, they have the potential to beat LNG. I mean, they're a good team. 3rd place. And I don't really understand. Well, I do. I mean, I understand why people would say RNG, RNG, the best team in the world. No. I can understand people saying that, but I don't think so. I think EDG are. However, they beat, who I have here they beat? Oh, Top. They beat Top. Should beat Top, but Top's a mess right now. We'll see how they do against EDG. going forward, because I mean that's the matchup. RNG and I mean even how they do against LNG. Those are the matchups. They beat them, and these guys lost to them, but I mean the farthest I could see them dropping is like here. I think they're better than them and better than everybody else, and they still haven't even played Uzi. Second place, LNG. They beat BLG, lost a game doing so. So, I mean, I couldn't even fail. I can't do it. I mean, so there is no way in hell I'm putting LNG above EDG until EDG make a mistake. EDG are just so good, even from behind, and they take their foot off the gas, but then once they realize, oh, we better turn it up, smooth sailing. They win. LNG is not at that stage yet. When these two play, it'll be interesting because they're both undefeated. However, right now I have EDG above them, and I'm not going to take them out. They beat Team Wii, and it wasn't close. So right now, that's kind of how I have it for the LPL Week 5 Power Rankings. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, like and comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. So the next day, I'll have the LCK, the LEC the day after, and the LCS on Thursday. I did do this before the games this morning on Monday because I didn't want them to affect my thoughts on these games. So thank you for watching this video, and hope you come back for more content.